we see it from three perspectives. I mean, perspective one is from a user perspective. From a user perspective, it doesn't have any impact. I mean, the user is still going to use the services as they use it today. Whether it's virtualized or not virtualized, doesn't matter. But from a vendor and an operator perspective, it has a big impact. From a vendor perspective, like from our perspective itself, I mean, virtualizing our software, making sure they run in cloud-native architectures, and make them run on white boxes. I mean, it's very important for vendors. And when you look at operators, I mean, every operator we are engaged with, I mean, we are saying that it's front and center of their thought process. They are working on virtualization. There are different use cases they are looking at, but everybody is starting to, all the key ones, at least globally, are starting to look at this particular transformation and picking and choosing the right use cases they have. The intent is, from their perspective, to make the networks more agile, more smarter, and be able to roll out services much faster, and be able to monetize those services, because the faster they roll it out, the faster they can monetize them. Automation is critical in this kind of a transformation. In the transformation towards virtualization, automation is key. What we believe in, we fundamentally believe that automation is not just a word on its own. I mean, it actually links it links with the key pieces of this whole transformation. The piece number one is the service orchestration. I mean, the service orchestration is one key piece which actually creates the service chains and launches the VNFs in accordance with the service chains. What we do in that context is to bring service assurance, and we basically wrap the instrumentation on the service for those services and help them launch in the network. Once it's in the network, when the services are running, we help them validate the service from an instrumentation perspective, and also not only we validate the service, but also once they have been turned up, I mean, we start monitoring the performance of the service. Once the services are being monitored, the next piece of that puzzle is to bring the value in terms of measuring the performance and bringing that up into an analytics platform. And analytics becomes key, because ultimately you got to understand what the heck is happening in the network, how the services are performing, and that information goes into analytics. And what we do as well is that in terms of analytics, we are measuring the performance. It's coming from the network, but we also are correlating that with the inventory of the live, active, and available inventory in the network, so that we can put the performance in perspective of what resources have been deployed in the network, and feed that information into policy systems, which then adapt based on the changes which are happening, adapt the posture of adapt the policies, which are then fed into the orchestration back, and that closes the loop. And this is what we mean by automation. So it's not just, it's very contextual. It has to be in context of the services being launched, services being monitored, service being analyzed, again, going back into the policy rules, and this cycle continues. But making sure that everything is in context of what resources are deployed and running or being consumed in the network. But real-time analytics is very critical. I mean, as I explained earlier, I mean, the network posture is changing very dynamically, and to make sure that the services performance is bounded by what the users are expecting, you need to make sure that you are analyzing the results of performance in real time, and so that can feed into the policy and back into the orchestration and back into the network to make sure that the services are being delivered in context of the quality of experience which has been signed on with the enterprise or consumers in general. But that's what we mean by the value of, and from an end-to-end perspective, it's very critical, because services are always end-to-end.